Hilliard Sports, and welcome to our Thanksgiving special of 2024 here. Obviously, we are not live today as it is Thanksgiving, and many of us have families we are visiting and things of that nature. So, we want to give some updates here from football, the state semifinal games coming up, those provided by the Scoreboard and Missouri Sports Network. Check them out at scoreboardguy.net or Missouri Sports Network on YouTube, all the different platforms. And plus, I'll have some highlights from the weekends and highlights of all the WYF youth football touchdowns. So again, I want to thank you. I want to thank all the sponsors for making everything happen. But we'll be back Saturday for some Frisco League basketball. We'll have boys, the play-in game, and a first-round ball game. And then Monday, the girls will kick off the tournament with 4 games starting about 4 p.m. So we will see you then. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the Thanksgiving show.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right? And
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
it can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
I'm like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on Thanksgiving Day. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who is tuned in, and as always, presented by Lyona Labor's Local 663, who remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Also presented by RBW Agricultural Farm Equipment Sales, with locations in Bolivar and Moberly. Family owned and operated since 2018. Go to www.rbwag.com. Coming to you live from the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio. We welcome in the head coach of the undefeated Fair Grove Eagles, Coach Bill Voris, friend of the show, multiple appearances. Coach Voris, how are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, Coach, what does it feel like having that target on your back all year long? You're undefeated. You've ran the gamut up to this point. What does it feel like? Well, I guess it's better to have the target on your back than to not have it. But tell us a little bit about the season.
I mean, yeah, it's good to still have the target on your back and not be done and check in gear. I mean, it's been a great season. I'm happy for our seniors. You know, our program, our community, I don't think it ever had the number 1 seed or number 1 ranking as far as media rankings go. But like I tried to relay to our kids and our coaches, and they all know it, but I mean, Lamar is the best team in Class 2 until somebody in Class 2 beats them. So it doesn't matter what the ranking is until somebody in Class 2 beats them. They're still the best team. So we're just trying to keep that in perspective and excited to keep playing.
Well, and a fortunate thing for you is the fact that you won't see Lamar until the state championship game, where there were several seasons there in a row where Lamar was making their runs of 7 consecutive and 9 out of 11 or whatever it was, that you guys were in the same district.
Yeah, we had a couple of 0. So this was our 10th district championship game in a row that we've been in, and this is the second one we've won in a row because last year was the first one. And yeah, we had several what I thought were really, really good football teams. We just kept running into the eventual state champion in our district. So
kind of compare this team to those teams that went to those 10 consecutive. Are there obviously there's similarities, and maybe you're a little stronger here, maybe there's a couple areas where maybe we're young or inexperienced at, but kind of compare those and contrast those teams over the past decade.
I mean, I guess maybe we had some really, really good teams and players that came through, and that's why we've had so much success. But I mean, this group of seniors got into high school kind of at a time when we had just lost a huge group of seniors. So these kids have been playing since they were sophomores. So, I mean, if this group has something on maybe some of those other teams, that these seniors have been 3-year starters, where some of those seniors we had on those other teams didn't get a chance to start till they were seniors because we had loaded groups in front of them. So this group has a lot of experience. Last year, getting the first district championship as juniors, I think, was a big deal for them. And so finally getting over that hump. So, I mean, that's the biggest difference, is just the amount of experience these kids have.
And, Coach, we got to go back to this game at Lafayette County. And unfortunately, all 6 of your postseason games will be on the road because you were the only 1 seed in Class 2 that did not have a bye. So everybody you run into has had that bye week and been short a home game. So you're going to have to play on the road, become road warriors, so to speak. You had to go to Higginsville, Lafayette County last week, and maybe one of the more exciting games across the state. 2 of them for sure played right here by Southwest Missouri people with Nixa and yourself, Fairgrove Eagles. So the Eagles played great, tremendous postseason games. Tell us about that Lafayette County game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time that Fairgrove has played Lafayette County, and Coach Cook up there has a program that's going on multiple decades now of being really good. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, they're well prepared. They're well coached. It was a great game. Our defense played really, really well. They have all year, but, I mean, we've been putting up 40-plus points a game, and so the offense gets a lot of attention. But Lafayette County had been putting up 40-plus points a game. So for our defense to keep them to 13 was a huge deal. We finally had someone kick it deep to Kellen Lair. Kellen had only had 1 other attempt this year at returning a kick after being back-to-back first-team All-State kick returner. And so to start the opening half, when we were down 7-0, they kicked it deep to him, and he returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown in the second half. So that kind of sparked it. Again, like I said, our defense played lights out, and just – it's part of it. It's why you play the game. I mean, their kicker hadn't missed a field goal or hadn't missed an extra point all year long, and he misses that one, and our kid didn't, and that's the difference.
Could you kind of sense that the worm had turned after he ran that kickoff back? Could you feel that emotion on the sidelines when he got in the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, it was what we needed, because what we talked about at halftime is we had to win one half to earn another football game, but then talked about somebody being a spark, somebody just showing everybody that's going to be okay, that we'll be all right, that we're going to figure out how to get this thing going in the right direction, and it just happened to be Kellen on the opening kickoff.
Now you got South Shelby. They're 11-1 of another very good football team. Of course, everyone who's left at this point are outstanding football teams. Can you, after looking at them on film over the last few days, can you compare them maybe to a team that you've already played on your schedule?
I mean, it is hard to compare a little bit because they're the teams they play. I mean, I have no connection. I'm just relying on other people to tell me how some of the teams on their schedule are. But I mean, they look a lot like a Stratford, a lot like a Mountain View Liberty, teams that have athletes all over the field that want to spread you out. They got a quarterback that can run, aggressive offensive lineman. That's what we talked about yesterday at practice. Like, teams that are left all have a few things in common, and one of those things is they have athletes on the field. One of those things that they'll tackle well, they run to the football, and so everybody left playing still does those things.
Obviously, we're recording this or playing this on Thanksgiving Day. What does your Thanksgiving Day look like as far as practice, meetings, icing, film? What are you doing on Thanksgiving Day, and then what are you doing tomorrow and Friday?
Yeah, so we're going to go early in the morning on Thursday, just so we can stay in a routine and not lose a day of practice. But we're going to go early so maybe parents and kids can travel for lunch or for dinner. And then we're actually going to go up the night before. They're expecting maybe up to 3 inches of snow in Shelbina. So we're going to go up on Friday, stay in Macon, and then that way Macon's like 30 minutes from Shelbina. So we're going to go up on Friday night and stay the night, so that way we don't have to worry about weather getting up there Saturday morning.
All right, now to the important things, so to speak. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. What are a few things that you can touch on that you're really thankful for? This year. What are some things that you reflect back on that really warm your heart?
I mean, just my family at these football games. I mean, football season's a long season. I mean, we've been doing football stuff literally at least once or twice a week since April, and so just support. I mean, I always enjoy seeing my wife and kids at halftime because they always wait for me to come back out of the locker room. And then, I have twin daughters who are sophomores, and they're both cheerleaders, and so seeing them on the sidelines during the game, after the game, and when the game actually got sealed we got an interception with 40 seconds left to go, and one of my daughters is bawling. She's so happy. So I ran over and gave her a hug on the track. So that kind of stuff.
Yeah. 2 daughters, sophomores, twin daughters that are cheerleaders. I bet your shotgun's always loaded.
Yeah. And I have another daughter who's in 3rd grade. So it never stops.
Very good. Well, Coach, being it's Thanksgiving, let's say you're getting in that buffet line, going through, spending time with your family. What are you leaving room on your plate for? What's a side that that you're not going to miss?
My wife makes this we call it crack corn, but it's like cream cheese and sugar and corn and butter, and I mean I'm going to load up on that.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but it's the parent of all other virtues. And folks that are listening and watching out there today, hey, take some time, spend with your family, and be thankful. And then, hey, on Saturday, get to Shelbina. I know Fair Grove's going to have a huge following. They always do. And Coach, best of luck. And hey, go get a victory, and we'll do this again next week for another road game.
Hope so. Appreciate it.
You bet. We've been visiting here on High School Game Day with Fairgrove head football coach Bill Voris. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. And we'll be right back after these messages.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Chevy truck and a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Aspire to become you as a counseling service in Pulaski County, Missouri. Give them a call for all your counseling needs. They are proud supporters of Allen Hilliard Sports and the area schools. The Armed Services YMCA of Fort Leonard Wood is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard and Allen Hilliard Sports, along with opportunities to volunteer for basketball coaching in the community. They also provide services, whether it's food services or clothing for active duty, retired, and other service members on Fort Leonard Wood. Be sure to check them out on Fort Leonard Wood by the post office. Allen Hilliard Sports would like to thank the Arena League and would also like to mention that we are going to be broadcasting more Arena League football games next year. Be sure to check them out on the Arena League YouTube page. Lots of videos and highlights on that for your viewing pleasure. Games will start in the spring and summer.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
Go, Angel, go! Goes out there wide open, and an easy score.
Crocker is a proud sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports, the Waynesville Tigers area sports teams. Since 1911, they have been in Pulaski County supporting businesses and the local community. Check them out at many convenient locations in Richland, Waynesville, and Crocker. Member FDIC. The Barn at Honeysuckle Farm since 2017 has been your premier wedding venue in Pulaski County area and Miller County. Great venue, great people to work with. Check them out. Proud supporters of the Iberia Rangers throughout all their sports this season and supporters of Allen Hilliard Sports. Allen Hilliard Sports would like to thank Brian Borum again of Cross Creek Realty. He has been a supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports for several years now and continues to support the Frisco League, including the Crocker Lions and the Frisco League basketball tournament. We want to again thank him for his support, and good luck, Lions.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on Thanksgiving Day. Glad you tuned in, and as always, Lyona Labor's Local 663 reminds us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. And it is Thanksgiving Day, but it's always good to be practicing and playing football at this time of the year. We welcome in the head football coach of the Tipton Cardinals, Coach William Duke. Coach Duke, friend of the show, and thank you so much for taking time today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate all you do.
Coach, 11-1 on the season. You've won 9 in a row now. What do you feel like you're doing really well here as you head into the semifinals against Penny?
You know, I think the team in general is embracing the process that we set forward, right? At the beginning of the year, this team is very much regimented. Every day they need to do something that they're used to doing. They don't like to really get off track too much with that. They know each day of the week is a certain focus, and they're embracing that, and keeps me on my toes too, so that I don't try and do too much.
Let's go back to your quarterfinal game with Harrisburg, a 42-36 game. Had to have been exciting, I should say, for a fan. Maybe not so much on the coach's standpoint, but tell us about that game and how it played out.
You know, Harrisburg is a really good football team. They've got great skill players, receivers that can catch. They have a 6'5" quarterback that can throw, running back who's not timid whatsoever, and some really big linemen. We knew that they were a tough game. They've played some teams that they're pretty familiar with, so the scores were usually a little closer. But it just kind of seems that every big play they needed to hit, every time we've played them this year, they've hit them. Certainly exciting, maybe more exciting than you wanted it to be honest with you. We score there at the very end on a pass play, and it's actually the same pass play we went all the way down the field with. We didn't change it. We just kept running it because there's several options to the play. Dane did a great job reading it. But, you know, if we didn't make it, I had confidence we were going to kick the field goal and go up. But there are some things that happened earlier in the game that, you know, if we convert and we don't fumble on the 4-yard line, we're not in that situation, right? So what I told a number of people was, think about this. We scored 42 points, and I'm telling you that we still didn't play a great, clean game of football.
You come out of that contest relatively healthy a week ago going into this semifinal game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Everybody's got bumps and bruises, and there's things that are going on, right? I mean, this time of year, there is some volume and intensity to what you do in practice, but man, you play 12 games plus a jamboree plus summer scrimmage. Your body's only got so many hits in you, so you got to be really, really focused with what you do. You got to get a lot of mental reps, and you have to take care of yourself so that you can perform on game day. And I think the kids did that. I don't think they shied away from performing and trying to go as fast as they could. We really emphasized last week that we had slowed down a little bit in our approach and our attack to the line of scrimmage. I showed it to them on film, and I didn't have to really explain it. Once I showed it, they're like, we could do better than that, Coach. I'm like, all right, well, let's do better.
Coach, as you head into this postseason, how many times has Tipton been in this situation where they've played in this semifinal game in their history?
Not a lot. They have played in, quite a few. I mean, obviously, anytime you get to play in this game, you're pretty blessed, right? They have played in a few. Last one was 12, and I think maybe 9, 8, 7 they played back too. So, unfortunately, Tipton has never been past this semifinal round. 65 years of football this year. This is Team 65 in Tipton history. Had some really great athletes, some really great teams, really great coaching. This has been a hurdle round for them. And, we've talked about that with the kids. I tell them all the time, I'm not going to hold anything back from you. There are no secrets here. This is very much your team. So I'm going to tell you what we're doing, how we're doing, and I want your input a little bit. So, they know very well what's the history of Tipton football.
Coach, now you've got a Penny that has some history as well at this stage of the game here in the quarterfinals. What do you know about Penny, and can you compare them maybe to anybody else you've played on your schedule?
Penny is a really good football team. They got a great history. They are in the KCI, I believe, tough football conference. They have some extremely good athletes. We're never the biggest team out there. I mean, people look at us. We're never the largest in size. We're usually the smaller of the two teams that we play. They got a large roster size. Coach Lloyd up there is doing a great job. They're very confident in what they do. They definitely want to run the football. There's no secret about that. They line up in double tight, double wing, and they're just going to come downhill at you. They've been to the state title game. I think they've been there 7 times, probably won it 4 from what I heard yesterday. There's no secret to what's going on up there. They like playing football. High school football is a pride and joy of that community.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, it is it is Thanksgiving here as we're recording this, and you guys, I talked to you earlier off the air. You got your team over at the church setting up tables, things of that nature. Tell us just a couple of things that at this time of the year as you reflect. A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but it's the parent to all the other virtues.
Some of our players just walked by, so I heard you, but some of them just walked by. You're good.
What are some things you're thankful for at this time of the year as you reflect?
I'm extremely thankful for a number of things. One is my faith and the fact that God continues to nudge me and push me, even when I think I'm going in the wrong direction. He'll push me and nudge me back the way I need to go. Thankful for my wife and how much she supports me and my job at JCMG, the community at Tipton, all the admin, my health, my family. It just really is a blessing to be in this position at this time of life. Win, lose, or draw, on game day in the semis. This is a blessing, man. This is so much of a blessing. And last week after we finished the game, team took a knee and said thanks and gave thanks just for the opportunity to be there. And we would have done that no matter the outcome. And I can't say enough about how much this team gives me things to be thankful for. And it's not the W, right? It's the laughter that they have, the cohesion that they have, the fact that they're making fun of me on a pretty much a daily basis because I'm a pretty big target. We had a little call out that we needed some help with transportation costs, and I got a call the day after we put that out on our social media, and they said, "Hey, your transportation costs are covered." Somebody walked in and took care of it. I just so thankful for the generosity of this community and everybody who's been a part of this. I can't say thanks enough.
Now we get down to the food.
Yeah, let's do it.
You get in that buffet line.
Yeah.
What are you saving room for on your plate? What is your go-to, whether it be side dish or main dish on Thanksgiving?
Well, I got to tell you, in my medical practice, this week I'll ask people, ham or turkey, what are you having, right? I'm more of a ham guy than I am a turkey guy. But my mom, growing up, would always save a pumpkin pie for me. Pumpkin pie and a thing of Cool Whip. So whenever I was done eating, me and that pie, I just finished it, that entire pie. It didn't matter. I was going to eat that whole thing. Didn't matter how much else I ate. So I got a pie. My brother got a pie. My dad got a pie. Probably why when I was younger I was a little bit heavier. But, man, it was a good time.
Well, I tell you what, we just finished up an interview here with Ted LePage at Blair Oaks. Same answer.
Yeah.
Always had the pumpkin pie. But, Coach,
what about you? What are you doing? What's yours?
Well, I'm a ham guy, but I love that my aunt makes a 7-layer salad that is absolutely outstanding.
Okay.
So I love that. But, ham with some mashed potatoes and gravy, some stuffing. I'm not a big turkey guy, and I don't know why that is, but
Me either.
don't particularly care for it. But that's kind of my go-to. But Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time as you have all season. Go out and get a victory, and we'll do this all over again next week at a few pounds heavier.
Sounds good. God bless. Go Cardinals.
You bet. You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Back after this.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Chris Pills Basketball is a proud sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Frisco League teams, a former Licking Wildcat. Check him out, Chris Pills Basketball. Check out Cup of Faith Coffee in Dixon, Missouri, right next to the old Chinese restaurant. If you want a good cup of joe, Cup of Faith has you covered in Dixon, Missouri on Main Street. CSC Excavating is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs. Check them out. Give William Alexander a call at 573-308-7635 for all your dirt working needs and construction needs. Go Bulldogs. The Dixon School District and Dixon Bulldogs and Dixon Booster Club are all proud supporters of Allen Hilliard Sports and the sports we cover. They are helping to provide coverage of the Frisco League tournament and provide home coverage of the Dixon Bulldogs and district coverage of their sports.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on this Thanksgiving Day, 2024, presented by RBW Agricultural Farm Equipment Sales with locations in Bolivar and Moberly. Family owned and operated since 2018. Go to www.rbwag.com. We're coming to you live from the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio, where we hosted the Quarterback Club every Monday at Bambino's Italian Cafe on East Battlefield and Lone Pine. And we welcome into the show now the head coach of the Archie Whirlwinds, Drew Smith. Coach Smith, thanks for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
And it is official now, Coach. We have a rule here that you have to have been on 3 times to become an actual friend of the show. So this is it. This is your 3rd time, so you are a friend of the show. And I know football coaches, they need friends.
It's a lonely world, especially nowadays and everything like that. Just it is a very lonely world. So I appreciate it, and I'll take the friends where I can get them.
Coach, you've here in the postseason, you're 3-0. Talk a little bit about the postseason. You start off with Rich Hill, then Appleton City, a good team in Appleton City, and then a good Lockwood team. Tell us about that run here in the last 2 games.
We've been kind of through the gauntlet, honestly. Our district was a pretty good district. We played Rich Hill. We handled them easily. That game was more about just getting in and out of free of injury. We were able to do that. And then we had a really, really good team in Appleton City who's been ranked in the top 10 all year. They have a tremendous rushing attack. They were just coming off a game where they put up over 100 points and 700 rushing yards. And so we had beaten them early on in the season. And so we knew what to expect, but it's always tough to beat a good opponent 2 times in a row, especially someone that loves to pound the rock and be physical. But we were able to take care of them and hold them to 20 points, 28 points, 20, I can't remember.
28, yeah.
And then um, the next week was even tougher matchup with Lockwood, who's been ranked up in the top 6, top 5 all year, and they are extremely physical. Again, they love to run the rock. They're double tight eye formation. They love to run power, midline veer, outside veer, counter, everything like that, and they sprinkle in some play action. So we knew that was going to be a big test against us. They came out and kind of punched us in the mouth, and they got us to stop on their defensive end, and we had to punt, which we haven't only punted like 3 times this year. So that was and then they come down and take like a 6 or 7 minute drive and score and just run it right down our throats, and just everything was about a 3 to 4 yard play. And so it was just a slow drive, and they just but we made some adjustments on defense, and we were able to get out a win with that one. We got some stops. We got some scores necessary where we made some adjustments on offense and defense, and we were able to come away with a victory there. So we've been through it, but if you want to be a state champion, you're gonna have to be tested through the run, and then you're gonna have to be tested through the air, and that's kind of where we think where it's gonna be with Bishop LeBlanc. They've got a good running attack, but we feel pretty confident in our run defense, and so now our secondary is gonna be tested this week because they have some outstanding weapons.
Got to visit earlier here in the show with Blair Oaks head coach Ted LePage, and he's on a streak here in the postseason, this postseason, where all 4 of his postseason opponents he met during the regular season. I hadn't seen that before until now, and I flip over to your page, and it's the same thing. What's it like playing good teams in the postseason when you've already seen them in the regular season? Who does that benefit? Or maybe is there neither a benefit? But what is that like playing a good team twice in the same season?
It's really unfortunate, honestly. I don't like it at all. Just because you got the mentality of, okay, we beat them once. You don't want the players to come in thinking, oh, we can go and beat them again. We don't have to really worry about it. You got that to battle. But then you also just worry about like, okay, well, we knew it worked the first time. Do we go back and do that again? Or do we go up and create a brand new game plan, something that they haven't seen before? Because now they're going to be prepping and practicing against that because they have tape against your exact formations and how you exactly lined up to it. And so that it's just a little bit of a cat and mouse game. You don't want to overthink it, but then you also want to be prepped and prepared in case the original game plan wasn't working, or if the new game plan that you are doing is not working. And so now you got to figure out what is going to be happening. So, but there is also a little bit on the side of familiarity. You know what they like to do. You know what players match up well against other players. So I would say it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. I don't know if there's a competitive edge or a disadvantage, but I just think it's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse.
A lot of times you get to this part of the season, and I ask coaches a lot of times, who can you compare the team you're getting ready to play to the team you played in the regulars? Well, you compare them themselves. It's it's Bishop LeBlanc. Coming out of that Lockwood Golden City game, a week ago, you're relatively healthy coming out of it outside of, 14 games into it, having football bumps and bruises. Outside of that, are you relatively healthy?
We got out of Lockwood fairly healthy. I mean, obviously we got a couple of kids dinged up a little bit, but that's to be expected. We had kids on that game was on Saturday. We had kids coming in on Monday and just bruises all over the place, walking a little stiff, complaining about some things, but nothing outside the normal or what you would expect after a physical ball game like that. So we came out healthy, and hopefully we can put on a good performance on this Saturday and go get to another state championship.
So Saturday, what are the plans Saturday? The game at 1 p.m. You going up Friday night or you leaving Saturday morning?
We'll leave Saturday morning. We'll have breakfast for the boys, and then we'll hop on the bus and make the trek up there. It's not terribly long. We're kind of used to about an hour and a half drive. This is just a little bit longer than that, but we've made the drive once this year already, so we kind of know what to expect from it. So we'll just head on up Saturday morning.
Now, this is airing on Thursday. It's Thanksgiving Day, and a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but it's the parent of all other virtues. What are some things maybe, as you look back over this last year of your life that you've been very thankful for?
I'm just thankful for the opportunity to, honestly, it's going to sound cliche, but I'm just thankful for the opportunity of being here at Archie and having the ability to coach these kids. These are great kids. I love the community. I love being around them. I love having that positive impact on their life. I hope I'm making a positive impact on their life. I talk to them all the time of guys. I don't care if we win a lot of games or actually I tell them we need to win a lot of games and I love to win. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose sleep or anything like that, win or lose. It's about creating a culture of young men that are ready to succeed in society. And so I'm really blessed that the kids have taken a liking to football. They've kind of they're learning what it's like to be good young men, I hope. They're learning what it's like to put in hard work, and they're learning to be successful in society because they're learning some qualities that they need to learn to outside the high school outside the high school setting. So I'm super thankful for honestly this community, this opportunity, and I'm very thankful for my wife. She puts up with a lot. I'm not home very often during this time. She gets a little grumpy because I put in over 12-hour days at the school. And I love what I do and I love being around the kids and she understands that. But I'm just so thankful for her because she keeps me leveled and she keeps me grounded for sure. So it was kind of a funny story. I'm saying goodbye to her on my way out the door to go make breakfast for the boys on the Lockwood game, and she says, "Hey, when are you moving out the washer so that way I can the washing guys the movers can get the new washing machine in?" I'm like, I forgot about that. So she keeps me grounded and kind of keeps things in perspective. But I love her and I'm just so thankful for her as well.
Do you have any Thanksgiving traditions? At my house, for 50 years, we've always celebrated Thanksgiving as far as the meal on Wednesday night because my father, longtime football coach at the college level, he didn't want anybody between himself and the television on Thursday. So, but do you have any holiday traditions in your family for Thanksgiving?
So growing up, yes, I did. Once I got married, my parents moved all the way down to Georgia. So as of probably I've been married for about 8 years now. Some traditions that we do is we go out to her families in Spring Hill, Kansas, and it's a big family gathering over there. We always like to get the shotguns out and shoot some clay pigeons. So that's a tradition that we can always count on. There's always someone that brings the cranberry sauce in the shape of the can. I love it. That's about the only time I'll eat it. But so those are some small traditions like that I really enjoy and cherish because it's something that it's going to happen and you look forward to it. So just small things like that.
All right, you've got your plate. You're getting ready to go through and fill it. What are you saving room for? What's your favorite side dish here over the holidays? What are you not going without?
I love me some mashed potatoes and gravy, and I love a good green bean casserole too.
Yes.
Those are two things that I need to have on my plate. So besides the turkey and the other thing, and the turkey is the main thing, of course, but I do make sure I save rooms for some mashed potatoes and some green bean casserole. So those are two of my absolute favorites.
Outstanding. Well, we've had two coaches said pumpkin pie, and one coach said the cranberry sauce, and so we've had quite the array of answers. But Coach, again, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time as you have all year. Go out to Bishop LeBlanc, get a win, and we'll do this all next week. Probably a little heavier than we are right now, but we'll do it again next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. And we'll be back after these messages here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. We'll be right back.
Located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
The Dog Patch gas station is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Dixon Bulldogs in all of their sports, including basketball and baseball, among others. Be sure to check them out or stop in for a sandwich or a breakfast sandwich of some sort. They make some of the best sandwiches in the area. Dog Patch on the corner of Highway D and Highway 28 on the way to Dixon. Gan Johnson Insurance is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs. For all your insurance needs, check her out on the main street of town right next to the Dixon School District office in the Old Bank. Gasco Sage Electric Co-op is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs. They're proud to offer G-Tech Fiber, your local internet provider and telephone source for all your communications needs. Check them out. Just coming into town on Dixon on Highway 28.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
Go, Angel, go! What's up, you're wide open, and an easy score.
Quarterback's trying to figure out what to do with the ball, tosses it to the right. Scott, he's going to go down to the sideline. Has a first down, 40, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiger Frogs. Quarterback hands it off to the left. And on the sideline, looks like they'll have to move again across midfield. 1 man to beat. That's the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cowboys. Man in motion. Hand it off. And hand it off again. Got some room in front of him with the blocker out there. Approaching midfield. Gets a block, cuts back on his feet with nobody in front of him. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiger Frogs. Runs to the right, makes a man miss. It's open field, 1 man to beat. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Their first possession of the game will be a handoff to the right side. Number 24 spinning up one tackle, finds a seam in open field. He's at the 50, 45, 40. And he is gone. Touchdown, Cowboys. Quarterback's going to keep it, trying to bounce out to the left, turns upfield, going to hit the 50, there's some room, nothing else, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Good snap, quarterback keeps it, takes off to the right side of the field, has a blocker out in front of him, 10-5, touchdown, Tiger Frog. He's going to keep it to the left side at the 5 and swung down. Hand off to the right. It's Kyle Medlin turning the corner. It's at the 20. First down and more. 10-5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog. They try to hand off the ball to the right. Ends up bouncing it out to the left. It's out of the pile, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiger Frog. He's going to run up the middle, trying to find his way through defenders, and he finds a hole. He's at the 5, and stumbling, and he is in for the end zone. Ball snap, high snap, handed off before being brought down. Right side of the field with the blocker in front of him. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Spins out of the 10. Go for it. Quarterback's going to keep it to the right. Breaking free. Still going. Nothing but green. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Warriors. We're going to do a reverse. Medlin down the right sideline. Looks like he has a lot of room to run. Like this 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiger Frog. Right, getting it out to left, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Warriors. Quarterback hands it off to the left. Across the room again, across midfield, 1 man to beat. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Cowboys. In front of him. Oh, this one's back. 20, 15, touchdown, Tiger Frog. Ball is snapped, handed off, coming to the right side of the field, gets a block, beats a man, 10, looking for another block, 5, and touchdown, Tiger Frogs. Nope. High snap, handed off, going to the right again, and extra point is good, making the score 20.
Off to the left. It's a sweep. It's open field. One man to beat. It looks like he is going to be gone. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdowns. Tiger Frogs.
High snap, bounces off the quarterback, picked up. Touchdown, Tiger Frogs.
They're going to hand it off to the right. There's some room running down the sideline. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. Touchdown, Tiger Frogs. It's a live ball, and the Tiger Frogs will pick it up. It's going to have the first down. The 35-30, 20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frogs. Eagles. Looks like he's going to run it out to the right. It's going to have some room across the 35, out to midfield. One man trying to catch him. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. Middle. Still going out to the left side. 15 to 10. Touchdown, Warriors. And by number 8, Sam Latney. Toss to the right. Final play heading down the sideline. One man to beat. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Quarterback's going to keep it. Running out to the right. Arsenal has the first down and more. Across midfield. One man to beat. Makes a move. An open field. 20, 15, 10. 5. Touchdown. Tiger Frogs. Toss to the left. Has some room down the sideline. One man to beat. He's going to be across midfield at the 40. At the 30. 25, 20. 15, 10. 5. Touchdown. Tiger Frogs. Good toss to the right. Fourth down, throws a stiff arm. He has the first down, still going across midfield. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frogs.
Ball is snapped, hand off to the right. Running back taking it up the field. Nobody. 40, 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, and touchdown.
Back's going to look to throw. Tosses it up to right. And it's touchdown, Tiger Frogs. to throw it. Tosses it to the left, and it's caught. The receiver's going to have some room. 30, 35, 30, 25, 21 man to beat. Throws a stiff arm. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog. First and 10 quarterbacks will keep it to the right. Has a lot of room. At the 30, makes some room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog.
Hand it off in the backfield, breaks a tackle. Blocker in front of him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog.
Looks like the Tiger Frogs are going to take it back a third time. He's down at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. There's a touchdown. I don't see any. Quarterback's going backwards, turning it upfield. Trying to stretch it towards the sideline. Stays inbounds. Goalie's going to keep it up the gut. Touchdown, Eagles. Going out to the right, makes one man miss. There's a stiff arm, staying on his feet, still going. Nothing but green, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cowboys. Frogs throw a pass is caught. Mills, Kyle Medlin down the sideline. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog.
Ball is snapped. Quarterback kicks it to the left.
Nice snap, quarterback's going to catch him with a head start. It looks like it helped. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frog. Run out to the right. At the 10, at the 5, in the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Frog.
Touchdown.
Low snap, quarterback's going to kick it up, running out to the right. It's Kyle Medlin again. Taking off to the outside. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiger Frogs. Quarterback's going to keep it to the right. Sam Blatley throwing a stiff arm, fighting. Touchdown, Warriors. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Looks like he found a hole. He's at the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. He's going to run to the right. Down the sideline. Has some room. One man to beat. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ran by Trent in now. Stand 10 with 31 seconds. Trouble on the snap. Quarterback's going to pick it up. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cowboys.
same in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
Go, 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 Rachel, go! Goes out here wide open, and an easy score.
Home Plate Grill is a proud sponsor of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season. Check them out down by the police station in Dixon, Missouri. Great burgers, great food, great service. Dixon Home Plate Bar and Grill, your local restaurant for a good time. And the Frisco League Tournament for 2024 is proudly supported by Security Bank of Pulaski County as our main tournament sponsor. And also our boys and girls tournament sponsor is the Bank of Crocker. Both member FDIC, both supporting local community for many years. Be sure to support them for all your banking needs, whether it be for a car loan, house loan, whatever it needs. Again, member FDIC. Allen Hilliard Sports can be found on Facebook, and you can watch all the games for free on YouTube, except for playoff games. Playoff games will be on MSHSAA.tv, along with some regular season games.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you a day early this week because it is Thanksgiving as we approach the state semifinals in high school football from 8-man all the way through Class 6. And we welcome to the show now on High School Game Day, Kirkwood Pioneers head football coach, Coach Jeremy Macklin. Coach Macklin, thanks for your time today.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Coach, a tremendous season, 9-2 at this point. You run through the district, so to speak, in the state playoffs. Take us back. First round, you had Francis Howell, then a very good CBC team that was a tremendous game, and then Jackson. Kind of take us through your run here in the postseason.
Yeah, man. We like you said, we have Francis Howell. We got a lot of respect for that program. I think they're 2 years removed from a state championship, so I know there's a lot of guys on there that was on that team, so they have a winning pedigree and really good coaching staff. Our guys rose to the challenge. I think it starts with our seniors. I think the leadership is second to none, and this is also my first full class. Right, I started 4 years ago when they were freshmen. So they kind of laid the foundation of kind of really my vision, and it's kind of now. I think they've kind of seen it all. I think they've kind of seen it grow, and they fully bought in. But I think it's a lot of credit to the leadership that they have, and kind of the younger guys following them. And then, like you said, played CBC. We knew that going into that game was 3-time state appearances, winning 2 of them. We understood that going into that game that we had to play a solid game. But our kids never wavered. I think we were up for the challenge. I think we understood the type of game that we were going to make them play and give us the best chance to be successful. So we went in there, we were able to execute the game plan. And really, that game, if you take away, a couple penalties here and there, we felt like we kind of controlled the whole game. So, we're able to, take care of business there, and then had to play a really good Jackson team, man, that they do what they do. They do it very well. We got a lot of respect for them. Year in and year out, they're competitive. They play really, really hard. And it's one of those things, man, at this time of year, man, everybody's good. So if you don't bring your A game, you can get beat. But like I said, I think it just starts with our seniors. We got 18 of them. And those guys believe. Those guys believe there's not a team in the state they can't play with. Those guys believe in each other. They believe in their abilities, and I think that's why we've been able to kind of go on this little bit of a run.
Coaches, you come out of that Jackson game, and outside, I know you're 13, 14 games into this or whatever, so there's going to be bumps and bruises, football-wise. Are you relatively healthy as you head into play Nixa?
Yeah, other than the normal, football stuff, no major injuries, knock on wood. We've been able to stay pretty healthy, and that's also a key to being able to make these runs. Sometimes football is about not only who's the better team or who makes the fewer mistakes, but also who's the healthiest. And we've been able to be pretty fortunate in that category. We got a phenomenal, training staff. We got a young woman, Kelsey Cunningham, who does a really good job with our kids, being able to, get the problem, see the problem, analyze the problem, and come up with a good program to make sure that they're able to get out there and compete. So we're fortunate enough to have that as well as the team doctors and everything.
Now you take on Saturday 1:00. You've got a Nixa Eagle team that they're 12-0 on the season. You've watched some film obviously on Nixa. Is there a team on your schedule that you can kind of compare to Nixa a little bit, whether it be their size, their speed, or someone that you've played?
Man, they're unique. They're big up front. We've been able to play, Eureka and probably CBC are comparable to the size, but they're unique, man. They do things. They do what they do. They do it well. Arguably they have the best player in the country in the class of 26. Phenomenal athlete. I know he's a track star. He's a football star. They say he's even good on the basketball floor in Cantwell. So we understand that he's kind of he's kind of the head man on that line, and he kind of anchors them, and they have no problems with running behind them and letting you know they're going to run behind them. So we understand that, and we're up for the challenge, man. Like I said, at this point of the year, everybody's good, but I think they're unique in what they do. I think Coach does a really, really good job of putting those guys in position to be successful.
I got to visit with Coach Perry, and I'm president of the quarterback club here in Southwest Missouri, and I get to see him 2 or 3 times a year at the luncheons that we host. Always entertaining, but he had made a comment a couple of days ago that he'd got to actually visit with you and kind of seek you out for some mentoring, and that you were very helpful to him, and he was looking forward to meeting you in person and squaring up against you. How do you find Coach Perry? Just he's entertaining here.
Yeah. No, he's a big personality, man. He knows what he's talking about. And when we had the conversation, last spring, it was more about, kind of just like the nuts and bolts of the program and things you can do to kind of, bring the program closer, bring the community closer, and just kind of like the off the scene stuff. And, it's my job as a coach to continue to push the envelope, continue to try to make our space better, not only on the field, but off the field as well. And I know Nixa does a really, really good job, not only in the football department, but just athletics in general. I kind of wanted to see what it was all about. Our girls volleyball coach here is from down there, so she kind of made the connection. And it was a great talk, man. It was a great opportunity for me to learn. And that's all about this, man. Regardless of the level I've played football at, or the things that I've seen, man, I'm constantly, each and every day, I'm just trying to become a better learner, right? A better teacher, right? Get more understanding of how, something as small as, getting, your leadership council together twice a week, and how beneficial it can be in a team setting, and really go hand in hand with team success.
Outstanding. Coach, this is Thanksgiving, and we've asked all the coaches this all day long. We've interviewed 8 coaches here today, and for one thing, a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but it's the parent of all the other virtues. Talk about some things that you, Jeremy Macklin, are personally thankful for as you look back on this year and even your life. Some things that you can reflect on.
Well, first and foremost, man, Kirkwood has a unique tradition. It's been going on for over 100 years. Every Thanksgiving, we play what we call the Turkey Day game against Webster Groves, kind of our neighboring crosstown rival. This year just so happens to be a 9th, 10th grade game, because we are, this deep into the playoffs, which has happened, I want to say 5 or 6 times before in the history of the game, whether it's Kirkwood or Webster competing this deep into the playoffs. But that's a unique tradition, man. For anybody who's never seen one, I would recommend that, to put that on your bucket list. You get both communities come out. It's just a really, really cool thing. And it's the oldest rivalry west of the Mississippi. And it's just a really, really cool thing to see. And also, when you're not playing this deep into the playoffs, I tell my kids in years past that there's 8 teams in the state of Missouri that get to end the season with a win, right? You got 8 man through Class 6 champions, right? And then you got the winner of Turkey Day. So that's something to kind of, yeah, your season may not go the way that you wanted it to go, but hey, you still get a chance to end it on a win. So it's a really, really cool thing. Thousands and thousands of people show up. It's like the appetizer to Thanksgiving. It's a really, really cool event. But man, just life and family. Everybody goes through things, man. But I'm blessed to be able to be in the position I'm in. I'm blessed to be able to lead these young men. I got my wife, I got my kids, I'm expecting another baby. So it's just life, man. I'm thankful, and it's an exciting time, man, when you can be, going through the things that we're going through, experiencing the things that we're experiencing, man, and just trying to embrace the moment.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, now the food, most important thing. What, as you get up to go through the line to get your food, what are you saving room on your plate for? What are your go-to?
For me, it's the sweet potatoes, man. It is gonna be first, seconds, thirds, leftovers, right? As much as I can get, man. It's the sweet potatoes. My mom does a phenomenal job, man. I don't know. I don't know what she does to them. I don't know, but man, it is dangerous. It is dangerous how much I eat them. So,
man could get hurt. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here. Go out and get a big win against Nixa. And next week we'll do this all over again. We'll both be a little heavier, but we'll do it again. And but thank you. Congratulations on the season thus far, and best of luck as you go forward.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the class.
The Missouri Sports Network and Allen Hilliard Sports are proud to come together and sponsor and provide coverage and games, including live shows of sports and live games. Be sure to check them out, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, or check out the scoreboard guy, Guy Newcomb, for all your sports coverage.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
The Licking Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Licking Lady Wildcats and Wildcats. Good luck to them this season, including in the Frisco League Tournament.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on Thanksgiving Day, 2024. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. Presented by Lyouna Labor's Local 663, who remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. And it is Thanksgiving. Just a reminder, a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but it is the parent of all other virtues. Continuing on our trip around the state here as we welcome in Seneca Indians head football coach Cody Hilburn. Coach Hilburn, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet, Coach. And I've talked to a lot of folks around the state, whether it be media, retired coaches, current coaches, talking about the Seneca Indians maybe playing as well as anybody in the state right now. What are some things that you feel as a head coach you're doing really well?
Well, with what we do, we want to run the ball, and that starts with our offensive line. And we lost a ton of skill kids coming into the year, but we did return 4 of our 5 offensive linemen and our tight end. So we knew we were going to have to hang our hat on them, especially early in the season, and we continue to do so. I think we're rushing for 410 yards a game right now, which is the most in school history. And anytime you can run the ball successfully, especially this time of year, you got a chance.
That's kind of going back to those Shannon Crouch days of the late 80s.
Yeah, we wish we would still have Shannon Crouch. I can tell you that.
He could probably still carry it.
He could probably still carry the ball.
Yes, he could. Coach, taking us through this, the postseason at this point, you run into 2 conference teams in Aurora and Mount Vernon. You've played them during the season. How difficult is it to play a team twice in a season? Especially a Mount Vernon team that on the offensive side, they've got some skill guys that are pretty decent. What was that like to play them twice?
Yeah, it's tough. And our philosophy is, our conference historically gets you ready for a playoff run. If you can survive our conference and you got a chance to make a run, well, that's kind of what we believe in. But then all of a sudden you're playing some conference school who's went through the same gauntlet that you have. And they've been battle tested as well. And, even that Aurora team, their record didn't show what kind of football team they were. They were a physical football team that was banged up the entire year and kind of got healthy at the end of the year. And that was a tough game on us. And then you look at Mount Vernon, who we played week 2, and they were a totally different football team than what they were week 2. And Coach Cox does a good job. He made a ton of really good adjustments. They got the all-time leading passer in school history on that team and the all-time leading rusher. And our philosophy defensively is to try to make you one-dimensional. And with that team, you just can't do it. They're very balanced. So it was very tough on our defense to defend those guys.
Coach Cox just doesn't age, does he?
He doesn't, man. He just keeps coming back and keeps getting better.
He was my high school football coach, and I graduated in the 80s. So long time there. Coach, talk about some of the players right now on your team that are really playing well, and maybe a surprise or two that coming into the season you thought he might help you, and they've really kind of stepped up and maybe been better than you and your staff thought they were going to be.
Yeah, we talked about our offensive line coming back, but we had to replace almost every skill position. So starting with our quarterback, Caden Klaus, he was a starter for us on defense last year. So he got a lot of varsity time, but first time playing quarterback, and early in the season, we were kind of a split quarterback system with him and Brody Probert. We've kind of settled him in with quarterback, and then using Brody in a variety of different ways. And the other kid is Roman Miller, our running back, who's rushed for 1,500 yards. That's a kid as a freshman, played on defense versus Lamar in the semifinal game. And then last year as a sophomore was a full-time defensive starter, but was behind Jackson Mars on offense. And we know Jackson, how good of a career he had for Seneca. And this is his first chance to kind of be a two-way guy and carry the load for us offensively. And he's done a really good job. The other guy that doesn't get enough credit is our tight end, Hagan Ginger. He's a 3-year starter at tight end. And he's a kid that we can attach and run behind him, or we can flex him out and use him in the passing game. He's actually our leading receiver as well. We flexed him out on a 4th and goal from the 17-yard line right before half against Mount Vernon. He went up and made a play on a fade ball that really gave us some momentum going into halftime.
Coach, you come out of the Mount Vernon game, and I know you're 10, 12, 13 games into the season. So there's going to be bumps and bruises, but outside of just the normal wear and tear on a body that the football season, which is now longer, at the high school level than maybe some think it should be. But outside of that, are you relatively healthy going into this Live for Life Academy?
Yeah, we are. Like you said, we have some bumps and bruises, that's for sure. But I think everybody does, and we try to do some stuff. I tell you, our kids lift extremely hard during the season, and we try to prepare for playing 15 weeks. And I think you do that in the weight room. And our kids, even this week, came in and got after it in the weight room and tried to get our bodies recovered as much as possible going into Saturday.
You got Live for Life on Saturday, 1 p.m., and that's at home. As you look at Live for Life Academy, on film here over the past few days, can you compare them maybe to a team that's already on your schedule that you've played this season? Is there a comparison?
I don't think there is. I wish there were. I think it's the most athletic team I've seen since I've been at Seneca these 4 years. Just at every position, they run so well. They're skilled kids on offense. They have 100 of them. I feel like that can go out and go get the ball. They rotate 3 or 4 running backs. They're comfortable throwing it to several receivers, and then you turn them on defense. And their Mike linebacker was on their 4x1 state championship relay last year, and they're so athletic. And I'm sure earlier in that game, that's something we're going to have to adjust to is their team speed.
Sunday evening as we go through the scoreboard and we see that Seneca has won, if you are able to win, what are 1 or 2 maybe stats that you're going to look at and say, hey, this is why we won this game, whether it be turnovers, time of possession, penalties? What are some of those stats you're going to look at and say this is how we won?
Yeah, I think you hit the top 2 right there. Time of possession is number 1. The best way we can help our defense out is value the football. And I think we need to possess the football, and we need to run the ball in between the tackles and ride our offensive line. I think we need to go on some long drives early on and finish those drives. And then our defense needs to get a couple takeaways. We need to steal a couple possessions.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, it is Thanksgiving. I've asked all the coaches all day a couple of questions. One, as you reflect maybe on this season or where you are now, your life, what are some things that you're going to be particularly thankful for here on Thanksgiving?
My family, my wife and my kids. I say it all the time, but my wife's the ultimate head coach's wife. She understands the time and the commitment that it takes to do my job the right way. And she's so supportive of that. Even this morning, I was saying, how tired I was and, brain's a little foggy. And she basically called me a wimp and said, you better get your butt in the office and get to work. It's this time of year that you shouldn't be home, and that's it starts there. Anytime I can come in and feel good about it and not have to worry about things that are going on at home. So my family, her and my 3 girls, the ultimate family that supports me.
Yeah, I was talking, just had Bill Voris on the show earlier, and he's got twin daughters and then a third daughter. And I said, you kind of keep your shotgun loaded all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I don't. My oldest is a freshman in high school, and I'm not loving that right now.
Coaches, it's as you get ready to load your plate here on Thanksgiving, what are you saving room on your plate for? What's your favorite side dish as you look towards a Thanksgiving meal today?
I tell you what, I keep it basic. I don't do all the fluff. I'm a turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy, and if I could get some chicken noodles on top of those mashed potatoes, I'd be in heaven.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, hey, best of luck. 1 p.m. on Saturday there at home in Seneca, and hey, best of luck. Hey, we'll get to do this. You get a win. We'll get to do this next week. We both may be a little bit heavier, but hey, we'll do this all again next week.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me on.
You bet, Coach. Cody Hilburn, Seneca football. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Back after this.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
Go, Angel, go! Goes out there wide open, and an easy score. Allen Hilliard Sports would like to thank the Ozark Slunkers for allowing me to do their coverage of their games this year, and we'll be doing their coverage again in the spring and the summer, as the Ozark Slunkers will take their second season of the Arena League. This will be 7 p.m. games at the Wilson Logistics Arena. Perez Lawn Care is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and all the area schools in this community. Check them out for all your yard working needs, whether it be mowing grass, weed eating, they can do it all. Perez Lawn Care. Check them out on Facebook. And the Plato Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of the Plato Eagles and Lady Eagles in this year's Frisco League tournament. Be sure to check them out as the Eagles and Lady Eagles compete for a tournament championship. And good luck the rest of the season from Plato Booster Club. Allen Hilliard Sports would like to thank the Waynesville School District and everybody for making Waynesville sports possible this season. Good luck to the Waynesville Tigers.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on Thanksgiving Day 2024. Just a reminder, it's Thanksgiving. Hey, a thankful heart is not only the greatest of virtues, but it is, in fact, the parent of all other virtues. So, hey, be thankful today. Spend some time with your family. But, hey, take in some football, some great football coming up this week. And we continue as we move around the state talking with the high school coaches that are still alive. And we go to Lutheran North High School and we welcome in the head football coach, Kyle Wagner. Coach Wagner, thanks so much for being part of the show today.
God, thank you for having me. I'm excited and thankful that we're practicing on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's a great time. You know, when you've got to make those Thanksgiving Day celebrations around for practice, it's always good to be playing at this time of the year.
Absolutely. I've been blessed. I've been a part of a few. So,
Coach, you're 11-1 on the season. You got a big win there to kind of wrap up the season over Cardinal Ritter. Did that kind of help propel you into the Class 4 district tournament? You had back-to-back shutouts, and then you get Parkway North. Tell us a little bit about how you guys have performed up to this point in the postseason.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the Ritter game, propelled us. It was another game for us. I think everybody else kind of built it up to be a huge game, but that was a game that we expected to go in and win. And we were actually kind of, behind the scenes upset with the way that it finished because, we were up at one point by 22 points and didn't close out well. So we, got to work and I think through districts, we did a great job defensively, getting shutouts and executing the game plan. And then offensively, I think that we've kind of found what our thing is. And so for us, man, heading into that Parkway North game, for me, I thought that was the game that was going to be the challenge. Parkway North is a sneaky athletic team. They have, just from that game, I want to say they had about 3 or 4 big time transfer players that were in that game that I knew coming in were going to be a issue, to deal with. One of them being my former quarterback. So anytime you play against your old quarterback and he was in the system for 3 years, you know that the opposing defense has access to everything that you do. So for us, we knew that was going to be a tough one. It was going to be one that had a lot of emotions. And I was just happy with the way my kids finished the game, man, and going in there and continuing to carry the cross regardless of, what it looked like. And for us, it's just about winning at this point, and we don't care about the stats or anything else. We care about, the letter. So we got the W, and we were happy with that.
And again, visiting with Lutheran North Head football coach Kyle Wagner. Coach, you're not unfamiliar to these postseason runs, but if you go back to the beginning of the season, are there some kids maybe that kind of stepped up that maybe your coaching staff felt like, hey, he's going to have to step up, or this kid, and maybe they surprised you a little bit by how well they played and how quickly they matured? Are there a couple kids in your lineup like that? Because I think at this point of the season, if you're still playing, every team's got to have 1 or 2 kids anyway that stepped up.
Yeah. I would say one that is, he's not anybody that's hiding. He was the player of the year in our conference, but he plays running back for us, and he stepped into a role on the defensive side as well. Martez Stevenson, he's a junior running back / defensive back, and he's been incredible at cornerback for us. And then in that secondary as well, I would say Kyron Evans. Kyron Evans is a sophomore. He leads us in interceptions right now with 6 interceptions. He's had some of our biggest hits on the season, and he's been lights out. His brother is actually Corey Sims, the big time receiver over at CBC. And so, I kind of joke with him a little bit that he's playing some big time ball, like his brother. So he's been a pleasant surprise. And then my quarterback is a sophomore coming in. That was our big question mark. We lost to Corey Hollis, who plays at Parkway North, that threw for 34 touchdowns and rushed for 14 last year for us. And so, everybody was like, man, Dakari's gone. Will you guys still be good? And then Jonathan Moore comes in and breaks the school record for passing touchdowns in the season as a sophomore. So he's probably been our biggest surprise of all. And he makes us a lot better. And the kid has ice in his veins. He made a throw last week with the season on the line. And he didn't go to the first read, which, I tried to give him something safe to get the first down and continue to play. He went for the gusto, and always, tell him, man, trust yourself, trust your eyes, trust your arm, and win or lose, I'm there with you, and I'm still going to love you. And, luckily we won, and he made a big time play. And so that was kind of cool for me last week to see him, make that play at the end of the game.
Coach, you got you coming out of the Parkway North game, and obviously with 10, 12 games into the season, everybody's going to be beat up a little bit. Just as football, that's just the nature of the beast. But outside of just the normal bumps and bruises, are you guys pretty healthy going into this game?
Yeah, we've had guys that have been out for quite some time. Our best cornerback's been out since week 1. And he's kind of just turned into one of our cheerleaders on the sideline throughout the season. And then we have a couple of guys that are kind of beat up, but they're going to play. And just like everybody else. So we're relatively healthy, and we're definitely healthy in the spots that we need to be healthy. And our top guys are all playing. So that's another thing I'm thankful for. This Thanksgiving weekend is just good health, because if you made runs, a lot of it, comes down to, can you guys stay healthy as well? And we've been blessed that way.
Now you've got Kearney, 1 p.m. on Saturday. Obviously, you've had a few days to look at film on Kearney. Is there anybody that was on your schedule this year that you can kind of compare Kearney to, whether it be size-wise, speed-wise? Maybe it's what they do offensively and defensively. Have you got any comparisons on your schedule you can point at?
Yeah, I would say MICDS. I think they're a similar team to MICDS. MICDS had great size up front. I would also, argue that MICDS was bigger than them up front, with Lucas Algar being 6'6", 280. And on the other side, they got a kid that's 6'5", 285. And then their nose for them is also in that same range. So playing against MICDS, I believe, helped us quite a bit for this game. Great coaches on both sides. Coach Bouchard does a heck of a job. He's a Hall of Famer, and I think Coach Minnick is a great coach as well. So just the way that they, you have to prepare for those types of games, knowing that they have something in their pocket. So you got to go through film from years and years before, and be like, all right, I see that. We might see that this week. So I think MICDS will probably be the best comparison. And with some minor differences. MICDS has Brian Gould, who's an incredible individual player, who can take over a game at any time, at any spot on offense or defense. Whereas I feel like Kearney is more, by committee. I think their quarterback runs decently well. Number 24, their running back runs downhill and does a good job. And then 19 is a speed guy that can make some plays, and 6 as well. So I think it's going to be a fun game, and I think that MICDS game will be a key game if we were to come out victorious, that got us ready for that game.
Again, visiting with Luther North head football coach Kyle Wagner here on High School Game Day on the Missouri Sports Network, sponsored by RBW Agricultural Farm Equipment Sales, with locations in Bolivar and Moberly, family owned since 2018, and our newest title sponsor here at the Missouri Sports Network. And Coach, it's Thanksgiving. What traditions do you have? Is there any specific traditions that you have? And is there, obviously there are things this year and in your past, in your life, that you have to be thankful for. And what are some of those traditions and some of those things that you're thankful for?
So tradition wise, we get together as a family, and obviously enjoy, some football and good food, and just being able to take a bit of a break, away from everything else and kind of relax. But definitely watching football and being able to, see a game or two, which I don't get to do during the season because we're normally meeting on Sundays. So I always enjoy that. As far as being thankful, man, I'm thankful for my football team, my program, my coaches. We've had a incredible year of just overcoming. I have a coach on my staff, Damian Mitchell, that's defeated cancer this past year. I have another coach who actually will be out on Saturday and kind of rooting us on from afar, who just had to have part of his foot amputated, and he's overcome that and overcoming it. He's like, hey, you guys got to get to state so I can be there. And so I'm thankful for my coaching staff, man. They work hard for me. They sacrifice time. And then my wife and my kids, who they share me with 70 other individuals, and sometimes that means that dad gets to see you for 30 minutes before bed. So definitely thankful for my wife Andrea and my children.
Do you have any cooking responsibilities on Thanksgiving Day? I mean, is there something you got to do?
Yeah, they don't want me in there cooking, man. I coach football. This is what I do, man. I love this game, and everything else I'm just kind of okay at.
And Coach, when you get your plate, you get ready to go through that buffet line, so to speak. What are you saving room on your plate for? What is your go-to side dish that you can't wait to get to, and you make sure there's room on your plate for?
Oh man, so we have my mother-in-law makes this sweet cornbread that's so good, man. I make sure that I get I'll get some on my plate, but then I'll get a bowl of it on the side, and people know if it's any left over is mine. So that's kind of my thing, and I'm a little bit different. I like turkey and all of that, but I always ask for steak. I want a good steak on Thanksgiving. And that's kind of my one wish every time we have Thanksgiving at our house.
Coach, kick off at 1:00 on Saturday. Where's that game going to be played?
It'll be at Kearney, so we'll get to go down there and experience that atmosphere. I'm excited. I've heard about how exciting it can be. You got Kearney, who has 5 state championships, I believe, in program history, and you have Luther North that has 6 state championships in program history. You got the number 1 Class 4 team versus the number 2 Class 4 team. You got the defending state champions against what some people say are is the best team in Missouri, regardless of class. So think it's going to be fun. You got two great coaching staffs, great teams. This is what you live for is games like this, and I can't wait.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I tell you what, go out and get that victory on Saturday. We'll do this again next week. We may be heavier when we do it, but we'll do it again next week. All right.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, guy.
You bet. Hey, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. We'll be back after this.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Pawn Shop is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and area teams in this area. Check them out just outside the main gate of Fort Leonard Wood. Talk to Dan for all of your hunting needs, electronic needs, whatever it may be. Dan would probably have it. Post Pawn Shop is a proud supporter. Security Bank of Pulaski County is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and a main supporter of all of our sports that we produce this year, including the Waynesville Tigers and all the Frisco League teams. Be sure to support the teams by supporting Security Bank. Security Bank's member FDIC, 2 convenient locations in Waynesville and St. Robert. Show Me Candies and More is a proud supporter of the area teams and Allen Hilliard Sports. We want to thank them for everything, and again, thank you, Show Me Candies and More, all your freeze-dried candies. Check them out on Facebook.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there listening. And as always, Liona Labor's Local 663 is our sponsor, and remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Also presented by the Bank of Billings, established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also to our newest sponsor, RBW Agriculture, Sales and Supplies. We certainly appreciate them coming along. We go to Blair Oaks High School now, to the 11-1 Blair Oaks Falcons, who will be playing in their second straight semifinal and looking for their 4th state title in 7 years. And we bring in head coach Ted LePage, who I believe is looking for career win number 220. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Coach, one thing I've noticed looking at your schedule, this will be the 4th consecutive postseason game with a team that you've already played this season. What's that been like, knowing it's awful difficult to be a good team twice, and you've had some good ones, and you've got a Maryville team coming up that you played almost 3 months ago to the date. What's it like playing a team for the second time in a year?
It's absolutely terrorizing. It's something that just grinds you at the entire time. I told my wife even last night, it bears down stomach, because they know everything they want about you. You know everything about them, but then they know everything about you. You really have to base it down to, hey, we got to control everybody around us also, because our players hear what's around them. So you've got to maintain that this is a good football team and that you're playing a team that wants to beat you now because they know what you do. And so our big mantra through this whole process of the past 4 weeks was, are we going to improve from the first game to the second? If we improve, then we can live with whatever happens. But if we don't improve, then that's our fault as coaches. We're not preparing you well enough. And then as players, we haven't executed well enough. We've been fortunate enough that our players have really bought into that kind of mantra, that it's not about what the rear view mirror says. It's what's that big windshield in front of you. And that windshield's really big in front of you. So look out the front windshield. The rear view is okay to look at, but don't stare at that rear view because it'll flip and get your front windshield bashed in a hurry. So we want to make sure we're looking out the front windshield, prepare our best, but mostly improve from game 1 to game 2 against the team we're playing.
You know, one thing I particularly have noticed talking to folks around the state is defensively, you guys have been outstanding over the past 6 weeks. You've given up 18 points in 6 games. Tell us a little bit about your defense and that progression throughout the season, how much better they've gotten.
Well, we have 4 defensive coaches, Coach Mike Hall, Coach Nolan Atnap, Coach Josh Lennon Brink, and Coach Hunter Harrigan. And they all 4 just grind, and they do whatever the players ask of them. And then they come up with a great game plan. We sit down on Saturdays and then on Monday mornings, and we go over our game plans and we go through things. And it's always just very, very player friendly. But the backside of the story is 4 great D linemen. We have Bryson Varner's been a 2-time All-State D lineman, probably be a 3-time All-State D lineman, just a phenomenal football player. But along with him, we got Carson Lubrine, Aiden Luckett, and Zane West. And those 4 guys really control the line of scrimmage, do a tremendous job. We're really fortunate to have them. We have some backups that go in. Our linebackers, Jay Chenard, and also Wyatt Libert, and Hank Lucanati. And then we also fit in another senior that comes in there by the name of Dylan Kliegel. We rotate those guys in and out of those 3 positions, and they just do a great job. But our secondary is really growing up. We started a bunch of sophomores last year. We have 4 juniors starting back there. Shay Lenhart has had 2 interceptions in our previous game against a team that led the state in passing. On the other side, you've got Sam Klosser, who does a tremendous job. And then our 2 safeties, Austin Nilges and Warren Davis, are just ball hawks, but they're also thumpers. And that's what we really appreciate, is our defense is full of thumpers that run the ball with delicious intent.
Coach, we're heading into 14 weeks into the season, so obviously there's bumps and bruises that everyone is suffering. Outside of just the normal football bumps and bruises, so to speak, are you relatively healthy going into this semifinal game?
Well, we are, but you understand 14 weeks on a high school player is a lot. And I feel good about where we're at injury-wise. If you would have asked me in week 9, when we lost our 2 starting running backs within 5 minutes of each other, the broken ankles, I probably would have said something different. We also lost our starting quarterback to a concussion in that game, came back, still scored 14 points against a real good Southern Boone team in the second half and held them scoreless. So our quarterback, of course, is back and just playing lights out, Tyler Bax. But we've had 2 sophomores step up on the offensive side of the ball, and Carson Verslois and also Vander Halford. And they have filled into those 2 roles that are running back / receiver positions. And both of them last week had tremendous touchdowns for us in our quarterfinal game. And both of them are just like old pros at it. So really, really fortunate to have some guys step in when we lost Hayden Lackman and Brady Dapkus, both to broken ankles within 5 minutes of each other.
Again, we're visiting with high school head football coach at Blair Oaks, Ted LePage. And Coach, it's Thanksgiving Day, obviously. And, what are some things maybe that you have to be thankful for as you, outside of maybe football? What are you looking at as you sit down to break bread?
Well, it's always nice when I can go home. I've got a 72-acre farm that my wife and I have had for years and years. We live on. It's out in the middle of nowhere. People have to want to find us. I can go out and I can walk around with my cows. I grew up a dairy farmer, so I love being around animals. Got my dogs, got my horses, got my donkey, get some cats, and then I have my 3 children around me. I can't ask for more. My mom lives a half mile away on a 200-acre farm. Being able to be around that, and then my mother and father-in-law still being not more than about 11 miles from us. So my wife and I are pretty blessed to have such a great support staff around us.
And Coach, we have a rule here at the Missouri Sports Network where to actually become a friend of the show, you have to make 3 appearances. So this is your 3rd appearance. So you officially now are a friend of the show. And being a friend of the show, I'm going to ask you what's that go-to side dish on Thanksgiving that you are leaving room on your plate for? You're not going to pass this up. What are you looking to get as that go-to side dish?
Well, let me retract or go back just a little bit. Thank goodness, because when you get in this business, you don't gain friends, you lose friends. So hopefully gaining a friend is awesome. But the go-to dish for me, pumpkin pie all the way. My mom, we weren't real wealthy when we were little. We had a dairy farm and we worked our tails off. But boy, my mom she could cook and she passed that recipe on to my wife. And that's something that I relish on Thanksgiving is that pumpkin pie.
So what's Friday going to be like for you? Friday and Saturday, I believe you play on Saturday. What are you doing Friday and Saturday? I believe it's a home game against Maryville.
Friday we'll come in and normally we practice the day before game at 6:15 in the morning. With having no school on Friday, we're going to go ahead and go at 8. Then we'll have our meetings at 8:45, 9:30. We always have meetings after school on Thursdays. We treat it just like it's a Thursday. I know I'm confusing people. I know the date's Friday, but my wife even gets upset with me. So we put the days in correlation with the game where Saturday is actually Friday for us. But so at about 9:30, we'll let the players go. We'll call them Friday night, ask them if they have any questions for the game. And then Saturday, we'll come in at 8:30. We'll go through a stretch routine that we normally do on game days. At 9 a.m., we'll eat breakfast. 9:30, we'll put them in the locker room and do our pregame rituals and pregame routine. And at 1 o'clock, we kick it off and we pin our ears back and we fight like freaking dogs.
Very good. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and we look forward to talking with you soon.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Hey, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. It's high school game day here on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow and back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Team U.S. Justice Soccer is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and helps empower area kids to various opportunities in soccer from elementary all the way to high school. Check out Mr. Madrano for anything if you're interested in joining the team. Waynesville Youth Football is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports. I want to congratulate the champions this year, and again, thank you Waynesville Youth Football for all your support and everything you have done this season. ZCM Timber Harvesting is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Iberia Rangers and Lady Rangers. Give them a call at 573-569-0592 or check them out on Facebook for all your timber harvesting needs, whether it be a small plot of land or a large forest plot. They are there to help you and there to serve. This game and more can be found on Allen Hilliard Sports YouTube and also on Allen Hilliard Sports Misha TV at times.
My heart rages around ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
Go, 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 Angel, go! Look out, you're wide open, and an easy score.
I could have sworn it was open.
Rookie move.
I was a rookie once.
Caitlin Clark.
Aren't you Rookie of the Year?
That was last year. Ancient history. The stories that I could tell you. Here, pull up a chair.
Okay, I meant this rookie driver made that rookie move.
Whoa. Dude. You need someone with more experience. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, State Farm's here to help, no matter how long you've been in the game.
Game? Oh, man.
Rookie move.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Here we go north to Maryville High School and welcome in head football coach for the Spoof Hounds, Matt Webb. And Coach Webb, hey, thanks for taking time today.
You bet, Guy. Couldn't. What a great Friday to be spending talking to you guys about high school football.
It's always good when that Thanksgiving Day kind of interrupts with a little high school football practice. When you're playing this late, it's always a good feeling.
Yeah, you bet. Nothing like it.
Coach, winners of 5 in a row, and here in the playoffs, you got 2 shutouts, and a shootout with Cameron. But talk about your team and what you feel like they're doing really well right now.
Well, I think, one point in the year, we talked earlier in the year and maybe another time about, our schedule. And at one point, after week 8, we're sitting there 4-4 with our losses being to, Blair Oaks week 1. We lost to St. Pius, Class 5, highly ranked team. We lost to Lutheran North, highly ranked team in Class 4, and a really good Savannah team that ended up playing for district championship in Class 4. So I think we just kind of regrouped, and we've had injuries. We've had setbacks. We sat there 4-4 and said, guys, let's just they said it. The team kind of just said, hey, we like being around each other, and let's just find a way to try and win one at a time, and I know every coach says that, but the guys like being around each other. It's a fun group. It's a good group of seniors. We've got some good youth to us. We've had quarterback injuries this year, and we've got a sophomore quarterback that's been stepping up and making plays and really maturing. You can see him. You can see the growth not only from week to week, but like literally series to series and situational football, and when to throw it away or when to not force it, and when to it's okay to hand the football off, and it's okay to rush for 300 yards and turn around and hand it off. And he doesn't have to be the star. And he's just, Jackson Dredge, and we got our senior quarterback back, and Matthew Walter, who sustained an injury back early in the year. And so it's just a fun group that's kind of come together. And like you said, the last few weeks in our district run, we're playing some good defense. And then you look at our schedule, we haven't played a lot of close games this year. And we've either, blown somebody out or we've been blown out, when you look at it. And these last couple of weeks, we needed every bit of offense to kind of bail us out against a much improved Cameron team. And we weren't making defensive adjustments like we should. Ended up winning that district championship 49-42. You go on the road to Odessa, who had just scored 50 points in their district championship. And, lo and behold, the defense needs to, pitch a shutout and be into a game that was 6-0 up until the fourth quarter. And boy, it was tense all the way through against a really good Mark Thomas coached Odessa football team. And we ended up winning that one 14-0. And a great defensive effort. And we ran the football for over 300 yards, had 2 kids over 100 yards, and just kind of developing our identity. And I don't know, that's a long answer to your question, but it's just a good group to be around, fun to be back in state semifinals.
Anyone in particular on your team that maybe surprised you, going back to the beginning of the season, and you thought, well, he might help us or might not, but all of a sudden it's like, man, we wouldn't be here without, one or two of these guys.
Yeah, I think I mentioned Jackson Dredge, our sophomore quarterback. He had he's coming in, he's 15 years old. You've got a senior, and Matthew Walter is probably going to be his year. And there's a junior out at the time. And, he's probably thinking, I'm going to get in some mop-up roles and play some JV football and, and keep developing. And then all of a sudden, QB1 goes down with a broken collarbone. QB2, the competition's out there. And we kind of left the competition to kind of rotate series. So Jackson's need to step up, and we do a thing here where, once you get into the playoffs, it's kind of like hockey where you don't shave. There's no shaving when it comes to playoff time. And, for a 15-year-old kid, he kind of gets he's not growing any whiskers yet. He's still baby face. So the kids are giving him a hard time about shaving. He's like, I promise I ain't shaving yet. I just can't grow any facial hair yet. So he's just kind of young and just got a great energy to himself. But he's been a pleasant surprise. Watch him mature. And then there's other guys. Carson Hageman's caught some really good balls at a skill position for us. Done a great job on special teams. Another sophomore. Played some cornerback for us. Played a slot receiver. Probably didn't know his role was going to be what it is at this time of year. You've got some corners stepping up on defense, and Zach Voss, who, again, injury situation ahead of him, and he's a junior and kind of you need to step up. So, yeah, a lot of guys have stepped up as the season's gone on.
And now you got Blair Oaks here on Saturday. Tell us a little bit. It's 3 months ago, almost to the day that you played them and opening up your season. And we talked prior to the season, and you talked about that difficult schedule that you'd put together, and Blair Oaks was at the top of it. What do you know, and what has changed since that week 1 matchup?
Well, they know. I've said it since we won Saturday. They know us really well, and we know them really well. They, Ted LePage is a first-class coach. They runs a first-class organization, and that's why we like playing them week 1 every year. I wish I could say we could get a win every now and then, but they seem to smoke us in week 1. So, super athletic, super talented, super fast. Gosh, you look at their 11-1, their only loss is to, like I said, Luther North. When we know how good they are, they killed us too. And so you kind of throw that game out and you look at they're averaging scoring 50 points a game in their 12 games this year. And that's impressive when that's your offensive output is averaging. And then you look on the other side of the ball, man, on defense, they are lights out. They are physical up front. They play really sound, and they just are super well coached. So I don't know, our message to the team was after we beat Odessa and we knew we'd be going down to Blair Oaks, and you think how you felt at the end of week 1, and you give all credit to Blair Oaks. They beat us soundly, but at the same time, I think everybody felt, myself included, that maybe we didn't play our best, we didn't coach our best, and in life, it's kind of a good, people like to use sports as an acronym for life, and you're not given many second chances in life, and especially in athletics. You get to play a team once, and you try and do your best, and you're not given second chances, and you got to earn those. And you know what? We've battled, we've fought, and found a way to kind of earn a second chance to go back down to Wardsville, Missouri, a beautiful metropolis of Wardsville, Missouri, on Thanksgiving weekend. Can't think of a better place in the universe I'd rather be than with a group of high school guys and coaches, and stay the night Friday night in Jeff City and get up and go play Saturday afternoon football with your family on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're gonna relish an opportunity to maybe get a second chance.
Coach, it's the holiday season here, and just kind of on a personal note, what are you saving room for on your plate on Thanksgiving? What's that one go-to product that is on your spread that you're not leaving without having some of it?
Well, you've got all the traditional stuff, and I'm thankful with the way we do our schedule. We're kind of our practice schedule. We're able to build some time in for guys and families to do their own family Thanksgiving. So I'm a big fan of. I don't like it in general, but on Thanksgiving I like the cranberry sauce. Put a little turkey and you got your white meat, you got your dark meat, but on Thanksgiving I like the taste of putting the extra cranberry sauce on top of it. It tastes pretty good. So I'd have to go with probably most people don't. I'll give you a curveball answer, guy. The cranberry relish or whatever my mom fixes. It's pretty dang good.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, again, thanks for being generous with your time here today, and best of luck as you take on Blair Oaks in a rematch and go get a victory, and we'll talk to you next week again.
Thanks, guy. Looking forward to it. Appreciate it.
You bet. Hey, you're watching High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where, as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything. Chevy truck and a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!